I've reviewed a few cartridges of late. Let's do another one. Compared to recent reviews, this particular one is slightly more expensive. It's £5 short of £1,000, so £995. It's from a company called Hana, H-A-N-A. They're based in Japan, and this particular one is called the ML. It's a low output moving coil cartridge. Now, the entire Hana brand is intriguing because Hana has been making some real traction in the hi-fi industry over the past year or three. They've been gaining in popularity, they've been gaining in fans, they've been gaining in plaudits as well. Across the board, they've had really good reviews. A lot of them from me, I have to say. And the Hana brand itself is doubly intriguing because this Japanese outfit, well, the parent company of Hana is a company called XL, and they're very important in terms of world production of cartridges. But for the Hana brand, they don't sell the Hana brand in Japan. Hana is purely export only. So the guys in Japan won't see these cartridges. Why? I'm not quite sure. But the Hana brand itself is completely export. It's for the likes of us. Now, there are two cartridges in this mini range. There's the ML, which I'll be looking at today, but also the MH, which is a high output moving coil. And both use a microline stylus. Now, I'm told that Hana itself, the word, in Japan means somewhere along the lines of brilliant and gorgeous. Well, I'll let you decide on the latter, and as for the former, well, let's check that out, shall we? The chassis is made from black polyexomethylene, POM. The parent company, XL, uses a particular formulation of POM manufactured by DuPont that sells under the trademark name Delrin, and Delrin might be a name that's familiar to you. The front yoke, center and rear components of the magnetic electromotive circuit and wires are cryogenically processed, while high quality copper wire has been selected for the moving coils. There are captive threaded nuts for the head shell fixing screws built into the cartridge body, which is a blessing because I hate installing cartridges while juggling screws and their attendant screw nuts. And you may have noticed the gold coloured area at the top of the chassis. That's a gold plated copper resonance plate that is integral with the cartridge body. It's there to reduce vibration. In terms of sound quality, I began with an original pressing from the great Ethel Ennis and the album This is Ethel Ennis from 1964. Ennis offered a smooth, cultured, romantic delivery, and here she was fronting a full orchestra with jazz overtones, but also sweeping strings. I played the track He Loves Me, which offered a playful and energetic, gently jazz-based orchestral score. Playing this record with the Hana ML struck a chord, as it were, and it directed me to the very top of the dynamic range. The reach of this cartridge was high indeed, which meant that there was a tremendous sense of space. I've heard this signature before from Japanese designs. Is it a cultural thing, I wonder? A sort of reaction against the busy and packed cities in that country in which everything and everyone sits cheek by jowl with their neighbour. Do their hi-fi designers exhibit a yearning for space by infusing their cartridge with the stuff? The ML certainly provided it at any rate, especially around the treble area, which not only allowed the cymbals to provide a beautiful sense of character and form, you could hear the nature of this big piece of flat metal when it was hit, but also the reverb that emerged from the hit itself. That decay was long and fragile, which lifted the entire song upwards, giving the music a sense of lightness. The upper mids, occupied by much of the brass and wind section, was precise in approach. The sense of focus in this area added to the instrument's personality. Sometimes during loud crescendos, it was transcribed a little aggressively, but that's me being ultra picky. That effect was down to the price points and not the inherent design. For a sub £1,000 design, the ML provided a sublime transcription of both brass and strings. The latter flowed without effort, while the brass, especially when the sax and trombones hit lower frequencies during the later parts of the song, showed a wonderful resonance that reverberated with a reedy character. Mid-range insight was superb too. Early in this song on the right channel was a piano. Really though, this guy sounded like he was playing in another room, and you could only make out he was there at all because the studio door was open and the sound was travelling down the corridor. Well, that's what it sounded like. Subtle, that's what it was. Yet the ML picked up this effect and did so with a mite more character and detail than many more expensive moving coils I've heard of late. This ability of the ML to lower noise, reach deep into the mix and extract subtle effects naturally without having to force the detail out by pinching the upper frequencies, for example, was one of the major talents of its basic design. I wondered how it might react with more dynamic fur, so reached for T2 and it'll all work out in Boomland, a slice of early prog rock with varying time signatures and tempos from the track called In Circles. It's very easy for a cartridge to take this raucous piece of high energy rock, panic and then present the lot to you as a lump of noise. I've heard it done before on numerous occasions. The ML was different. What hit me was the instrumental separation and the calm way the cartridge applied itself to the music. So what I mean is you had very loud drums here and you had very loud guitars here and lots of noise in the middle, and yet you could still hear the delicacy and the fragility of the cymbals, which seemed to separate. The ear sort of picked the cymbals. The ear could isolate the cymbals, and the cymbals themselves seemed to be other, away from all this noise. The fact that the Hana could do this, separating the cymbals from all the raucous noise instead of what some cartridges do and just take the cymbals and just lump everything together, one big blob, was a lovely thing to hear indeed. Oddly enough though, the major achievement here was the emergence of the bass guitar. The latter is normally subsumed underneath the maelstrom, becoming a mere series of low-end tones. Here though, you could plainly hear the bass guitarist noodling away to himself in the rear of the mix. Having a fine time he was. You'd never know the fact though, with some cartridges out there, but you certainly could hear that from the Hana. Hana has released a fair few cartridges at different price points, and I will get back to some of those in review terms later on. Like I say, their reputation is growing, and there's a darn good reason for that. They're very good. They're very good indeed. And the Hana ML is no exception to that, because the ML offers a great sense of clarity and insight that allow detail to be picked out from the subtle recesses of the mix, a trick often reserved for rarefied high-end designs, which gives you an idea of the quality of the Hana ML. And that's me done. Thank you very much for staying to the end of the video. Thank you for subscribing. I do appreciate it very much indeed. If you can, check out the description box below. It's packed to the brim with lots of different links to my site, which is packed full of content, also other social media platforms. I have a Facebook group which you're welcome to join, and also a Patreon page with some exclusive content. They include things like different buyer's guides. I've got CD player buyer's guides, that is. Most recent one was a headphone buyer's guide. I've got speakers buyer's guide. There's a whole few up there. Check them out, see what you think. There's other stuff too. In the meantime, I hope you can join me in the next video. Until then, bye bye for now.